Hi, today we're gonna analyze the whole Sneako X critical, Moist critical, Penguin Z, Charlie, all those names. We're gonna watch 3 videos and in the end, I'll give my opinions on the entire matter. Alright, enjoy the video.
Let me show you like one of the shits that pissed me off. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is an old video from PenguinZ0. WL on this guy. I think he has good commentaries, but I saw these hit pieces about Fresh and Fit when they came out. I remember seeing this. This is my first time hearing about Fresh and Fit was all these videos, and especially the one that all these people reacted to of Fresh talking about a story of him getting laid. Most embarrassing alpha male ever. And I've noticed this with Abba and Preach and anybody, all the documentaries made about me. Every time they react to a moment, the first thing they always say is they'll try to say like alpha male to try to invalidate whatever you're talking about. Like, oh, he thinks he's an alpha male, even though I've never called myself that one time. They try to belittle you because when you're trying to empower other people, it's like, oh, you think you're better than me? So they immediately try to bring you down. I don't know what you guys think about him, but I have a different perspective because this came out 5 months ago. Since this came out, I hang out with Fresh very regularly. I'm gonna go on Fresh and Fit this week. And I know the life they live. They're about that life. Here, I'm guessing, we could guess, he's probably going to say that, I mean, fake alpha male. He doesn't actually get laid. He doesn't get bitches. Yeah, he thinks he's so big and tall and strong. You think you fuck bitches?
The only thing more pathetic than a guy who calls himself an alpha male is a guy who calls himself an alpha male and then tries to sell advice to desperate, lonely men.
Hey guys, it's your boy Fresh Prince CEO, and today we're gonna talk about all my W's. Stay tuned for it.
I love intros like these. You get some like wacky, wubby dubstep kind of
That's a bad intro. I'm glad they changed that. We can agree.
shit going on there with a dumb intro. It is so nostalgic. Takes me right back to 2011. Anyway, this is the Fresh and Fit podcast. The entire purpose of this show is to bring women on to insult and belittle them to their face, while also preaching that men should have the right to cheat on their significant other as many times as they want.
But you realize like how anybody critical of red pill, like alpha male ideologies is always kind of like this. Like pretty much like a white guy who looks like he doesn't really go outside that much. The antidepressant nature. That's what I've noticed doing the breakdowns of all the documentaries, all the hit pieces, and all the people who you can look at someone and tell, and you can figure out what they think. You know what I'm saying? If you're online all day, if you're on your computer all day, you don't look like you get that much sun. Of course, you're going to be critical of Fresh and Fit, Tate, Red Pill, me. We're going to butt heads. We're not going to agree. Maybe someone should make a video about the fact that the way you look, the way you spend your time is going to dictate your outlook on women in life.
Whereas their significant other isn't even allowed to look at other men. They have to go in public with like fucking horse blinders on. And if they even so much as glance at a dude, you need to kick them to the streets immediately because they're a fucking disgusting, worthless whore.
I mean, that's what they do in Islam. You're not even supposed to take your burqa off. You can't even show your hair to anybody else besides your husband.
It's a lot of horrible, abhorrent shit that they talk about, and I'm sure you've heard of them or seen them before.
And now that's seen as abhorrent shit. Traditional relationships, what that's pretty common in the Middle East, religious marriages and relationships, is seen as abhorrent to people in the West.
Because I've had so many viral clips over the last year of them getting dunked on by the guests they bring on. I'm pretty sure the two of them have a humiliation fetish, which is the reason they keep this show running. But they're also kind of like the Voldemort of YouTube, at least they were for a little bit. They used to copyright claim and copyright strike anyone that would make fun of them or joke about them, saying that it was damaging their brand or making them look silly. Even though they themselves are the clowns in their own circus, they're making themselves look fucking stupid. They never actually won any of their strikes or claims or anything like that. They all got overturned. But still just absolutely cowardly pussy behavior from people that claim to be alpha males. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about Fresh and Fit as a whole or the entire production of it. I want to focus on one video they posted in particular, one that I still think back on with a little wet spot in my trap.
I mean, this is what the internet's done. The way, the disrespect he's talking and the way he's like, yeah, these little bitch-ass pussy bitches. You only say this because you're behind a screen. If you were in front of Fresh or Myron, you would not speak with that level of confidence. The reason that you're so able to have this much happiness, like, what a pussy bitch, is because you never leave your room. You stay behind your screen all day so you get your superiority from talking to a camera. Face to face, you would shut up. It is what it is. And also, I'm going to talk. I called Fresh and Fit out that the first time I went on their show. I don't agree with DMCAing other people, but at the same time, there was a level of defamation that people were really lying on Fresh and Fit a lot when they were coming up, because when you're speaking like that alpha male ideology, everybody feels the need to bring you down. So no, they should have done that, but also that was the way they defended themselves at the time. Should they have done it? No, of course not. I called them out on that, and I don't. That's against free speech and everything. But bro, like, keep that same energy if you ever see him in public.
Trousers. It's one of the most delusional things I've ever seen from a YouTube channel. It's one of the hosts that is telling a story that is completely made up, just obviously fiction. He is literally making up fanfic on par with My Immortal in a way that makes him look like he constantly fucks. Even though I'm pretty convinced
They do.
that the shorter guy here is a virgin.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. So someone in the chat says, Sneako, why you keep talking to Leslie and Laba? You were giving them an audience so they learn to keep forced laughing, petty stuff. They are pathetic. It's good to have back and forth in dialogue. Abba is a snake. He did the same thing to me that he did to Fresh and Fit. Like all these hippies videos, especially when everybody's against me, especially when the fat guy got terminated, making...
Yeah, I have no idea about Abba and whoever. Preach, I think? Abba and Preach. No idea about them. They seem like genuine people, so I don't know. I don't know what happened between Sneako and Abba and Preach, but yeah. I don't know. There's not much reaction I can give in the first half, because this is gonna be just, well, Sneako on Critical. And then we're gonna move on to Critical on Sneako, and then we're gonna move on to, you know, all that shit. But I don't know. There's not much I can say here, because it seems like what Sneako is saying is right so far.
3 videos in 2 weeks. Bro, the fact that this dude just called Fresh a virgin is just straight up fucking delusion. This guy that he's not been outside. He looks like he games all day long. He doesn't have any vitamin D. He just say it in his room and does these videos. Sometimes he makes good videos and it's funny, but to call him a virgin, it's stupid. Dude, literally, dude, he's like, but it's Hasanabi behavior. Did you see the way they all say the same shit?
Yet he still makes these crazy claims and stories like the
I'm pretty sure it's a virgin.
one I'm about to show you.
All right, guys. So you heard my L's, marrying a single mom, getting left out in the cold, basically in the car, never came downstairs. But today we're gonna talk about my W.
And people in the chat are insulting his appearance right now. This is a testament to any guy in here, and especially PenguinZ0, all those fucking nerds who talk shit about Fresh. And this is coming from my friends, and like everything I heard about Fresh, I saw all these reaction videos before I met them. Everybody talking shit about it. He gets more bitches than you. He does. You need to learn game. You need to be successful. You need to learn how to DM the right people. You need to learn how to talk, how to be charismatic, how to network, how to be in the right places. Fresh has got the shit down. And I didn't believe it till I saw it. I didn't think he was a virgin like every fucking other liberal on here talking down. He gets more bitches than you. So it's a testament to everybody in here who's making fun of his appearance. He gets more bitches. And that's proof that you don't need to be a 10 out of 10. You don't need to be 6'2". All that black pill, wheat waffles bullshit. All these guys crying about how they don't get laid, who are analyzing the way like an arm is around here and the circumference of your nose and all that shit. This autistic level of surveillance
Yeah, no, I was looking into black pill shit. Now, they are correct about how appearance does play a role in relationships and being able to get girls, right? But the way you're thinking, that, you know, yeah, the way of their ideology is basically you're born that shit. You can't change it. You're done for the rest of your life. But I don't know. I think that's horribly wrong. I think if you work hard and you do everything you're supposed to, you're gonna succeed. I've never seen a person who's worked hard for his entire life and yet not succeed. I've never seen that kind of person. So to me, right, if you have this mentality of I'm born with this, I can't change it, then yeah, fuck no, you can't change it. But I think if you do everything right, you work out, you do everything that's possible, except for surgery, because I don't believe in cosmetic surgery, then you're gonna I think you're still gonna look better than the average person. I think there's a lot of things you can do. Get a good haircut, get a good beard going, get muscles, dress good, maybe get some sunglasses, maybe some jewelry, right?
Interactions between men and women. If you have a good personality, if you're fun to be around, if you get money, you know the right places, and you're a good person with friends, you will get pussy. Anybody who knows Fresh in real life, and you can just go outside of Miami. If you don't believe what I'm talking about, just go outside of Miami. Everybody knows him at every single club. So stop overanalyzing and being so like, this is. Let go of that rage and actually listen to a guy like him because you could learn. What a virgin. You don't know what you're talking about.
In terms of having 3 women in one day.
Let me stop you right there. I already don't believe you. It's super hard to think that anything they say is real when they constantly make stupid fucking claims like this one.
Not to mention they've both shown themselves to be frauds time and time again.
You know, we're both triple-digit notch count. He's in the quad.
This guy also made a hippies video about me, Jamari. We are all the same haters.
There is no reality in the entirety of the fucking multiverse where this man has slept with 1 woman, let alone over 1,000 of them.
Okay, bro. How old are you to really be calling another man like that a virgin? And the whole time you're going to say it's immature. That's a 14-year-old argument. And it really shows the fact that you don't know shit.
Doctor Strange could peer into an endless multiverse and never find one where this guy slept with 1,000 women. They just say a whole bunch of made-up bullshit constantly.
You know what happened? See, this is the reason that they make hippies videos about it. Because when you talk about this, they don't know how to take advice from how to take like male self-improvement advice because it hurts. It triggers. It's like, no, I know more than you. What do you know more than me? You must be a virgin. You liar. Because red pill advice, people don't want to hear advice from other men that they don't know. You need to have a whole list of credentials or else they won't take you seriously.
But
it's all ego. This whole game, it's all ego. Not this is like actually transforming simps to pimps and helping people out. I've learned a lot from Myron and Fresh.
I met this guy at a pool party.
Everybody else making the hippies, bro, it's all just getting triggered that they stay inside.
He's an NBA player. I won't say his name for some reasons, but, you know, he's a pretty top-tier guy, high-value guy, right? I'm at the bar ordering drinks for my friends, and he says, yo, bro, what's a good spot to go party at tonight? I told him, look, bro, you can go downtown, you can go to Brickell, Wynwood, doesn't really matter, but I'm going to downtown because it's a really good spot. And then he's like, yo, bro, are you on Instagram?
And then he added me on Instagram, we became best friends, he got me a tryout with his NBA team, which I absolutely crushed and became a starter on the squad, setting NBA world records. He invited me to Thanksgiving at his parents' house, I fucked his mom, and then the whole family clapped.
Sir, that's not what he's saying whatsoever. That's what you heard because you don't want to take advice from someone else.
That would be more believable than the story he's about to tell from here.
I don't know, man. Saying a person's story is not real just because what you're hearing sounds ridiculous is weird. I don't think I could ever do something like that. You know, I think whenever somebody, it doesn't matter who, or I mean, unless he's been proven to lie for like multiple times, then okay, maybe I would be here and be like, okay, maybe you're lying here. But if they've always told the truth and this is just another story they're telling, I have no reason to believe that it's a lie. And if it's actually a lie, you don't contact him. Contact him, have a long, serious conversation with him, and talk about is it a lie? And I think if it is a lie, well, the truth will prevail. I think God will allow the truth to prevail, and with time, all lies become lies, right? It's very hard to twist reality and yet succeed when you're extremely influential. It's extremely hard. 99% of the time, that's not how it works. There's always going to be a future where somebody discovers, okay, you're lying. Okay, oh no, this doesn't seem right. Wait, what? And then they discover it's a lie. So if it's a lie, I think, you know, it's gonna gonna come out in the future. But if it's the truth, which I'm more inclined to believe, then it's like you just seem like a weirdo talking down to a guy because you don't know him, and it sounds ridiculous to you.
I was like, perfect. Yeah, I am. So I give him my Instagram, and lo and behold, he followed me. He said, wait, you know this chick? So he pulls up this girl's profile, because you can see who's following someone that you just added from like the following list.
Actually, I brought up this story to him because I've seen so many people react to this. I brought up the story in Bucharest. He showed me the DMs. It's true. I don't know. Fresh doesn't want to show it, especially because it's an NBA player who doesn't want to lose his contracts. And I don't even think he wants to address this. And they're to the point where they're making so much money, and they got the system on lock. So they don't even want to address the haters anymore. I enjoy doing it on stream. I like reacting to these videos. So content like this is good. But just like me vouching for my friend, this is not a fake story. It just sounds like it because people are not used to hearing people brag on a YouTube video.
I was like, yeah, I know her, bro. I used to like do her back in the day. He's like, damn, that's my shorty want to come in town. So basically, we were smashing the same chick.
No, you weren't. The only thing you've been smashing is your meat into your hand, you liar.
Why are you so mad, bro? Once you realize, do you hear past the bullshit? How do you get so triggered about another man's dick? Why are you on meat like that? Why are you meat watching to that level? If that's you, if you are meat beating like that, then it's fine. Don't get mad because someone else doesn't live like you.
This story's already got more plot holes in it than Kingdom Hearts. Why would an NBA player go up to a random guy at a pool party to ask for a party later? He's clearly already connected. He found out about the pool party, so why would he go up to a complete stranger at a bar to ask for further advice on partying? And then going a step further to add him on Instagram. That just doesn't make any sense. Unless Fresh and Fit dropped to the floor and sucked his dick raw at the bar in front of everyone.
Bomboka! What are you talking about, man?
Why would this NBA player care to add him on Instagram? NBA players, celebrities, they don't follow like anybody at all, except for like actual close friends or business partners or something like that.
You've never been outside of Miami. You don't know what the club life is like. Why are you speaking on shit you don't know anything about? Go play League of Legends, bro, with the G-Fool in the background. Why are you talking about this lifestyle if you don't live it? He's insisting that he knows what the fuck he's talking about. Insisting, this guy's only just jerks off. NBA players don't do this. What do you know? You look like you have a Pokemon poster in the back. Stick to gaming and shut the fuck up.
So why would he add a complete stranger who he only asked one question to?
Networking, because this is the truth about it, and it sounds like some dick sucking when you first hear about a world that you don't know about. It's networking. High net worth individuals, when they recognize real, like if they see the jewelry or they see their surrounding or their...
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't experienced it, so I can't speak on this matter, so I don't know. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Not too sure.
A different section, you want to be around money. Money attracts money. That's how you get friends in different places. That's how you go into a club, even though you're a millionaire and they let you in just because they want you there.
I mean, it sounds convincing, but hey, I'm a person who believes personal experience is the best evidence. So I'm gonna have to personally experience it, alright? Sorry, Sneako, I'm not doubting your word, but I've never experienced it, so I don't know. It's, you know, it's like telling a child, hey, if I drop this apple, the apple will fall. But a child has been locked up in a room and has never seen gravity in work. So he's not gonna believe it at first. And I'm that child. I don't know. I'm locked up in this room and I don't understand, right? I'll tell you this, I'm ignorant, right? I'm an extremely ignorant person, but there are certain concepts which I do understand through my personal experience because I am 16. But, you know, I can't tell, I don't know whether it's true or not.
Something that a lot of these people don't understand. When you get to a level of money, you don't need to keep spending money. Just being around it is enough. That's what networking is. I didn't know this before. When I was a fucking gamer with G Fuel fucking fridges in the background, I would have said the same nonsense you're saying. Only difference, I was 14. You look like you're 33. You look like the age Jesus was when he died.
Where should I party? And past that, why would he then check who this new guy was following? Hey, pardon me. I couldn't help but notice that this girl that I'm piping is being followed by you. Are you that creepy stalker she has a restraining order against? Or, like, what's the deal there? Are you guys friends? Oh, you guys used to fuck too? All right, fist bump. We just became best friends. Let's go.
So he's like, yo, dude, you know what? I'm having a mansion party like the next day. Come through. I got you. All this time, you know, we linked up the same night at the party spot I was going to. We connected. And funny enough, we dated the same girls, like a bunch of them. It was crazy, you know. Like we always say, me and Myron, a lot of these girls share the same high-value men, and they're around in the same circles, right?
Women don't like to date people who are below them, so they probably wouldn't date nerds. They probably wouldn't date. That makes sense. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to see that in real life too.
You have the gall, the chutzpah.
Shut up. That's true. One more time. Because he's getting triggered. He's already started believing that this guy's a virgin. Listen to the sentence, and that's
Same girls, like a bunch of them. It was crazy, you know. Like we always say, me and Myron, a lot of these girls share the same high-value men, and they're around in the same circles, right?
That's a fact. The same hoes. That's why all the rich people say you see the same hoes in every city. These girls that get used to fucking millionaires in the club, they're gonna keep fucking millionaires in the club. They don't know how to downgrade. This is why you see the same Trishas, the same hip-hop girls get passed around by the same rappers. That's the world that they're in. But he's already like, this is bullshit. PenguinZ0's like, this is so bullshit. This is. So he does not know how to comprehend this. Even though he might be mega rich, the guy still acts like a 14-year-old Call of Duty Fortnite player. Doesn't step outside and doesn't know this world.
Right?
You have the gall, the chutzpah, to sit here and insult not only the intelligence of your viewers, but insult God himself with the claim that you and the NBA player were having sex with the same women. Do you
Why is that so hard to believe?
honestly expect anyone in the world to believe that? And then to have the audacity to make the claim that women go for the same high-value males? You are somehow putting yourself in the same ballpark as a fucking NBA player. You who runs one of the most laughed at podcasts on the internet since the My Little Pony fan club radio show.
Okay, if it's so laughed at, and he's going to see this because you're chronically online, obviously you don't go outside, and you're going to watch this, someone's going to send you your Discord, come on the show and debate. It'd be great content. If it's the most laughable show ever, if it's so bullshit, then you should be able to fucking laugh your ass off and make these butt rape jokes or whatever the fuck you're talking about. Come on the show and debate. If you're so much better than it, if it's so bullshit, then it should be easy. It should be light work, but you won't. You'll sit behind your screen and like do this laughing thing, because actually what would happen if you came and sat down and tried to argue some of these points? You would realize how full of shit you are. But this is the level of bullshit that happens on the internet now, and why guys like him are only going to do videos behind the camera, and why I like doing real podcasts like Fresh and Fit, because in real life, you can't hide behind bullshit. L-stream. You need to confront reality. If you sat down and tried to say this shit, you would look like a little dork, a little gaming dork.
You think that you are a same level of high-value male as an NBA player? Fucking mind-blowing.
That's what you heard. That's what you heard, because you're getting triggered by someone who's fucking bitches.
Level of high-value male as an NBA player?
That's what the girl is thinking. Because the girls, they want to be around money. They want to be around guys that are very clearly high net worth individuals, guys who have access to the right places. In their minds, it's the same. To you, you're like, the NBA player is so much better than you, Fresh. Fine. Why are you meat watching? Why are you judging the decisions of a girl that you haven't met? This is clear proof that you don't go outside.
Fucking mind-blowing.
I'm at his mansion party, right? There's like 40 girls and like 5 guys. In my head, I'm like, yo, real talk, this is crazy. Like, I've never been at a party where there's been this much girls compared to guys. So I'm like, yo, how's this gonna work? He says to me, yo, come through, bro. So he's like, yo, pick 3 that you want, and I got you. I was like, 3 that I want? This is like a buffet? Shoot, I'll take it.
Bro, this does not sound like an NBA player. This sounds like human trafficking. Pick any 3 girls and I got you.
It's funny that he's saying the human trafficking argument even before Tate. Like, people... Is he married or some shit? He just doesn't... You're not part of this life. He's in a monogamous relationship, right?
That should be like setting off alarm bells in your head, I would think. What might have happened is some guy came up to him and lied like, yeah, I'm in the NBA. I'm also ex-Special Forces.
Someone in the chat said, Sneako, the vid is 5 months old. Why react now? Because I am living proof. Like, I remember, this is how I heard about Fresh. I saw all these videos. I saw everybody trying to bring them down. And then I started hanging out with them. And then I started going on the show a lot. I went to Bucharest with them. They're my friends. And then seeing it like in real life, I'm like, oh, wow, there's so much bullshit being spread about their names. And all the same people that make videos about me have made videos about them too. I'm like, what's the common factor? What's the common denominator? And then you look at the way that they talk and act. You look and see how everybody that hates.
Interesting. So Sneako is trying to find a pattern here. That makes sense, yeah. Because it does kind of make sense, because when I do see hit pieces, usually these people are very white, very pale, and they're usually not very athletic, or maybe they're a little bit, but even so, you know, they're the ones that could never get a lot of bitches, right? They're the same people who can never get a lot of bitches, never get a girl truly obsessed with them. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Me and hates Fresh and Fit looks exactly like this. Like the guy debated yesterday.
Yeah, it looks very unkept, right? Look at this guy's hair, look at this guy's mustache. And doesn't he have like a huge dildo collection? It's like, come on, man. You can do better than that. I don't know.
Jay Aubrey, Nick is not green. YouTube should ban Sneako. All these people look and sound exactly the same. Literally, dude, this is literally like terrible trafficking, dude. There's got to be some common factor. So yes, it's fun to react and debunk these videos, but I feel like I cracked the code. Anybody who hates me, Tate, Fresh and Fit, they all look the same. They all sound the same. They all live chronically online and just won't understand this lifestyle. So instead of trying to listen and trying to think that there's a different way to live than the way that they live, monogamous, sitting in front of their computer all day, reacting to videos and trying to bring other people down, the fact that you can go outside, have fun, party with different people, make a lot of money, and not just save it or whatever the fuck he does with his money, spend it, go out to the clubs, travel, that everybody just, they don't know how to comprehend that there's a life outside of what they know, out of the internet world. It exposes the difference between people who only live online and people who use the online as a tool. Not everybody's on social media chronically. People use it to make money and then go and live life. These type of people only know online. They have no real world experiences, and this video has, what, 3 million views, and then they will go and accuse people like me, Tate, Fresh and Fit, of being bullshitters, but every fucking person in this comment section who's watching this video is getting bullshitted at. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're all coping. Every single person here is believing the bullshit that these fucking nerds who don't go outside are saying. This no-son, gaming-ass 30-year-old man.
There's over 500 confirmed.
So Sneako's argument here is basically he's trying to say that this guy hasn't lived a life. So why so this guy hasn't lived a life. So he doesn't understand. Interesting.
Kills, and I fuck on the daily. In fact, hourly. In fact, I'm gonna be late for a threesome right now. But yeah, anyway, just going back to Fresh and Fit lore here. So our boy is now at a mansion with 45 topless babes, big asses, sodden, dripping vaginas, and every single one of them has his name shaved into their pubic hair, I bet.
You're so, like, you just sound jealous now. Like, why are you making up all these scenarios? I get that.
Okay, I don't know. Like, again, I'm not a big fan of judging a man's character without truly meeting them. So, I don't know about the jealous shit, but yeah.
That's your humor, but like you over-explaining someone else's meat is just weird. Thank you for the newbie says just hit 600K on YouTube. I make Roblox videos with nothing wrong with them. Do you think I should join Rumble? Absolutely. Copy and paste your videos on Rumble and
What
sign
the-
up and link the channel. You should get on Rumble right now before they ban you too. Censorship is getting worse.
Okay.
So I was like, yo, I like.
You know why censorship is getting worse? Because people like Fresh and Fit, me and Tate, we have to go to Rumble, because if you're speaking real shit, then they ban you. If you're spreading lies and bullshit like these nerds making all the same exact videos with the same talking points, you will get put on their trending page.
Actually, what's very interesting to me is I think YouTube has allowed a lot of nerds who I don't think deserve to be at the top, to become the top. Because let's be honest, right? When you look at a lot of the people who make hit pieces on Sneako now, maybe like 30% of them would actually be a bit athletic, but most of them are just people who just watch League of Legends lore, like 5-hour long League of Legends lore, right? So, you know, it's I think YouTube has allowed this kind of betas to become almost, become above average without changing their character for the better. They didn't become alphas in the process. Because, let's be honest, right? If they became true men, right, in the process of becoming rich on YouTube, that's absolutely okay. I have nothing against that. And I think if you go from a nerd to a jock and a simp to a pimp, that's absolutely amazing. And you should congratulate yourself because it's extremely hard and not many people can do it. But what YouTube has allowed is for simps to stay simps and continue growing on YouTube for being a simp. And to me, that's just like, oh man. I'm looking at these guys, and some of these guys literally cannot do math. And I'm sitting here like, okay, what's a quadratic formula? And they could not fucking name me it. It's, by the way, if you guys don't know the quadratic formula, it's x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. And I'm gonna remember this for my entire life, just to prove to you guys it's not that hard to do fucking math. It's not fucking hard to find x when it's in a function. When it's in a parabola, it's not that fucking hard to find x. It's not that fucking hard, right? If it's a graph, okay, fine. I have troubles with graphs too. But if it's in a standard fucking equation, you can remember the quadratic formula. Also, there's a lot of police going outside. I am not living in the best. You guys know this, but I'm not living in the best neighborhood. But yeah. You know what? Let's continue watching this.
All these big tech websites are promoting bullshit. Can you believe this video has 3 million views? It's insane.
Her. He goes, talks to them, calls them over, and I kid you not, I got a bedroom for you over here, do your thing. I'm like, what the heck? Is it that easy? So what happened was, like, I talked to them real quick, they were mad cool, and legit, guys, I could have a threesome with them, but I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I had no idea what was going on. I was like, yo, this is too much for me. But
far be it from me to question the math here, but it would have been a foursome, not a threesome. Unless, of course, the 3 girls fucked each other and then told you to just go far away from them, like hide in the bathroom or something, which I imagine would have happened. Also, he speaks fondly of this event, but I imagine this was one of the worst days of all 3 of those women's lives.
That's actually
why are you
hilarious.
so mad? Like, why? Imagine investing this much energy into someone else getting some pussy.
Assuming, of course, this story is real, which it's not, I'm just suspending disbelief for a moment. Obviously, he is literally making this shit up as...
I don't know, man. I've said this multiple times already. It's like judging whether a story is credible just by using your own knowledge is kind of weird. Because when a story actually comes out and it sounds like a James Bond movie, but it happened in real life, it's like, yes, I'm gonna doubt it, right? Yes, I'm gonna doubt it, and I'm gonna need some evidence. But why give them the benefit, or why not give them the benefit of the doubt? Like, I don't know, I respect people, right? And I think one of the basic respects, or one of the ways to show respect, or at least basic respect, is to trust them, is to understand that what they're saying is most likely the truth. And now if they lie maybe 5 times in a row, and it's obvious lies, and I'm not talking about lies like where you believe it's a lie but it's not a lie, but I'm talking about lies where you can prove that it's a lie, then okay, I understand, right? Because you've hanged out with this guy for years, and you understand that this guy lies, and so okay, that's when he doesn't become credible. But when you haven't met them in real life, when you are only judging their credibility and their character from just from videos, that just doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to me.
He goes along.
wow.
He's just making this shit. Bro, you don't get it. It's funny. Someone just texted me. I'm not gonna say names. Someone texted me. He's in a monogamous relationship. This is his girl. So there you go. I mean, I told you, like, I could hear it in your voice. The fact that someone doesn't have to abide by those rules. Someone could go and fuck a lot of bitches. That it's so foreign to a lot of people's ideas, because when you get brainwashed, when you get told.
Okay, so I think the reason why he showed the picture of the girlfriend was because it showed that Critical, you know, he's not living that life. He's not living the life of, well, who was it called? Fresh. And he doesn't understand it. And he has no right on speaking on Fresh. I think that's what Sneako's point is. That's, and yeah, my opinion, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
That monogamy is the answer, and you need to go and be married and just settle down with some girl. When you hear other people talking about stories like this, you're like, there's no way it's true. You're a virgin.
What happened was, I did my thing with one of them, came back outside, hopped in the shower real quick, talked to the other one, went back in the room later on. So basically, I had 3 girls in one night. It sounds crazy, guys, but there's a whole other world outside of the regular dating circle where guys of high value
Exactly.
can actually like set up certain things that regular guys can't.
What an incredible story. I can't wait for the sequel. Fresh and fit in the goblet of fucking. I don't even understand the title of this video anymore. It's Pull Girls Easily, but doesn't seem like there was anything easy about this. He met someone that claimed to be an NBA player that invited him to a mansion and then assigned 3 women to fuck him. Like, that's not exactly a lesson that can translate to most people. Of course, it's all made up and shit, but the takeaway here is basically...
Cope. It's all made up and shit. This is the nature of a lot of these party girls now. Hypergamy is the idea that girls would rather...
Yeah, I've heard about hookup culture. Now, you know, I can't be in hookup culture because, first of all, I don't think I'm that high value of a man. I'm like more like mid value because I'm extremely athletic and I have good work ethic. But what's... Yeah, it's... So I can't really... I don't really know what hookup culture is, so all I'm doing is trying to understand it from a... Just from hearing from other people. I forget the word for it, but... Yeah, so I'm only hearing it from other people, and what Sneako is saying, you know, it seems that, yeah, that's what it seems like the culture is nowadays, right? Where it's just these girls, you know, being sluts, and the good girls, you know, that's where that's like the good hot girls, right? Now, you know, I don't like, I know it's mean, but I'll tell you this, Critical's girlfriend or wife or fiance is not the prettiest girl I've ever met. I've met much more prettier girls, and I think pretty girls who do not engage in hookup culture, they're usually with the best man or best men in the world, right? The top 1%. And I think anybody with common sense can agree with that. And yeah, it just... Yeah. And I think that's what hookup culture really did, because all the good girls, or all the people who are like normal girls, you know, and they weren't sluts. They used to be everywhere. Now, you know, even in my school, it's a little bit affected by hookup culture because they're fucking twerking. They're like dressed in such a slutty way that it's crazy. So yeah, no, I understand where Sneako's coming from. But yeah,
they're all flock to one rich guy that try to settle down with an average guy. And we see it every single day with this mentality. We reacted to a video yesterday where if you ask a girl, you should do it yourself if you don't believe me. Go out at a college campus or a place where there's a lot of women, ask them, how much money should your husband make a year? They'll all say $500,000, $1 million. The entire world is completely foreign to you. To that point, why not enjoy the life? You could sit there and cope and get no son like this guy.
Okay, I think that's where most of his points are. So it's already a pretty long video, even though this is only like the first one. So if I did miss something really important, I'm super sorry. But I'm gonna try to jump onto the next one, the next video that Moist Critical did to respond back. And if I missed something, I'm super sorry. I didn't know, but I'm gonna try to make this video a little bit shorter, and I'm gonna go into this one. I watched a little of it, so I just want to, yeah. I was trying to find it, by the way, but yeah, I watched a little of it, so okay, let's move on. Okay, this is, I didn't want to talk about this. This Critical responding to Sneako. Let's see what he says.
I mean it when I say I didn't really want to talk about today's topic. It's just some medium rare internet beef that I think is just kind of worthless to go over, but so many people keep bringing it up to me that I feel I should at least talk about it to some extent. So I'll go ahead and cannonball into the septic tank and doggy paddle around for a bit. The main topic involves a banned YouTube creator that I'm sure you've all heard of before. His name is Sneako. A lot of people compared him to like a diet Andrew Tate. He recently got banned, and he still does make content elsewhere. And recently he started targeting me because I made jokes about his friends on the Fresh and Fit podcast, whom I think are beautiful clowns that do some very silly stuff that is entirely entertaining to make fun of. But Sneako didn't see it that way because he's a very sensitive guy, and he started writing their wiener.
Yeah, I don't know about sensitive, and I'm pretty sure he was just about to say riding their wieners. You know, I don't think it's like that. You know, of course I always give benefit of the doubt. I think that's what it's called. Like, I always give them, you know, I always think that they're the best possible person that they are, because, you know, I think that's how people taught me to live. But without, you know, just never mind that for a second. I think vouching for your friend when somebody is giving allegations that can potentially ruin your brand is extremely important, because what Charlie did here, or Critical did here, is basically tell everybody fresh and fit lies, right? They're clowns, dumb idiots, don't understand the real world. I think that's what Charlie is saying out here, and that's damaging their brand, especially if it's just allegations, because has Charlie met them in real life? Probably not. And, you know, if they do, and, you know, and Charlie still holds the same opinions, okay, that's a little bit different. But right now, Charlie has not met them in real life. I don't think he understands what his video did, because it got, around 3 million views. That's what Sneako said, I think. So that means it got a lot of attention, and I think putting out allegations of a person and using, you know, your own assumptions against him in order to make him viewed as a liar that's not very good, right? That's gonna damage a person's brand. And I think inversely, if this happened to you, you know, God forbid if it happens to you, because I think everybody's a good person. As long as they didn't prove to be a bad person, you know, I think Moist Critical is a good person. And God forbid if this kind of drama happens, you know, to Moist Critical, where somebody just calls him a liar, and this somebody got 4 million views, got a lot of likes, and got his whole comment section basically agreeing with him, and Charlie's friend here, you know, defends Charlie, but basically he gets called out insecure, meat riding, and all this shit. God forbid if that happens, but inversely, if this happens, I think Charlie would understand the situation where why Sneako also made it, right? Made that kind of video.
To try and defend a blatantly outrageous story that one of them told about meeting a basketball player at a party, then being invited by that basketball player to a mansion, and then fucking a ton of girls at that mansion thanks to the basketball player, which sounds like something a Tumblr account would have made up, and ending with "and everybody clapped." It was such a goofy piece of fan fiction, it felt like he was begging to be humiliated and made fun of, so I started throwing some balls at the clown and dunking them in the tank. I made a video talking and joking about it, and Sneako saw this and he wasn't too happy, so he got offended on his friend's behalf, which of course is a very alpha male thing to do. I know Sneako doesn't like that nomenclature, he never calls himself an alpha male and thinks that it belittles him, but his fan base is and has been red-pilled and thinks of him as like a no-nonsense kind of guy who tells it like it is, a man's man. And yet Sneako cries more than a 12-year-old going through puberty and has very public temper tantrums like a child who didn't get the Spider-Man toy they wanted for.
I think that's an assumption that people make about Sneako, but I think when you truly look at when Sneako talks to someone he truly respects, he's an extremely logical and observant person. You know, when I saw him talking to, or at Tate's place, I think he was being extremely respectful. He was, you know, he was of course joking with Myron and Fresh, or shit, I forgot his name. I'm sorry, Fresh. But you know, Sneako was talking about you know, joking with them, and he was extremely respectful to Tate. And I think that's what that's who Sneako really is. But on camera, you know, he's this guy who throws tantrums because it's entertaining. Let's be honest, it's entertaining. I get a good laugh out of it, you know, and it's extremely eye-catching as well when you see an adult man basically acting like a child. It's an extremely efficient model, or not efficient, but effective model in just getting views, because there is cons on it. Like, you know, nobody takes iShow Speed seriously. Let's be honest, right? But iShow Speed got a lot of attention, and he did it with that. Basically, his entire YouTube channel is that model of acting like a little kid and throwing tantrums every single second at the smallest things, right? Screaming at the smallest things. And yeah, I think that's what Sneako is aiming for, and he's done it. He's got so much attention, and the people who truly look at him, you know, they understand his true values and true personality. So they know it's for entertainment, but people like this, they just think Sneako is insecure. And, you know, I've been in the comments. Let's look at the comments real fast, right? Sneako trying to insult, blah, blah, blah. Bro destroyed him in a kind manner. This guy, how absurd. Defending cuties is, you know, it's... Yeah.
I mean,
I think I was like at 157 here. 157. It's 153, but you know, it's whatever. I should do that, right? So yeah. And 271 4 point Jesus Christ, right? Like that's what it is. And I think that's truly sad to see a person's true character get misvalued, get misjudged because of his entertaining side. But hey, if that's the image that he's going for, that is going to be the consequences, especially to the average person who doesn't know him extremely well. I don't know him extremely well, but I've seen enough of him to realize it's just an act.
he was upset because I was making fun of them. He then makes a big rant about me, calling me a bitch, saying all kinds of things. He doesn't really make any points. He just insults my appearance a lot and makes very bold assumptions about me not going outside and shit like that, which of course has nothing to do with anything I was saying, nor does it
No, it did. It really did, because you were speaking on how Fresh's story was a lie, and Sneako's counter-argument was, you haven't experienced this kind of life, so how can you speak about this stuff as if you know what's the truth and what's the lie? And Sneako made a great point, and you're dismissing that point.
debunk any of my points. Not that I was even really making points, I was just making jokes about a silly fucking story, and he's taking it as if I just gave a TED Talk on monogamy, because for some reason he somehow gets lost in like this Winter Soldier episode, like this delusional fantasy, where he starts making a statement on monogamy.
He did, because that's the one piece of thing where, you know, it's... How do I explain this, right? You're in a monogamous relationship in which you cannot, and so you don't have the same experiences Fresh has. And calling him a liar is just you being immature. That's my opinion on it, because you haven't experienced it. How can you say something's a lie when you haven't experienced it? That's completely immature, and I think that's completely... It's kind of a... And plus, you're damaging his brand, right? And I think that's just not a very good thing to do as, you know, a person at all. You shouldn't be giving misinformed, or not even misinformed, but damaging a person's reputation just because you think it's a lie. Right? I don't think you understand how big of an influence 11 million subscribers has, especially when you're talking about another creator who, I would say 5 months ago, I would say actually, because how fast Fresh and Fit has grown, I don't think people have realized, you know, they kind of grew, they're pretty small back then. I think 5 months ago they were pretty small. I've never heard of them, and they were only like maybe like 500k subs, I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that's, and at that time, you know, you with a million, or basically 12 million subscriber, you know, fan base is completely, you know, is completely attacking these people.
Which of course had nothing to do with the video I made.
I'm not gonna say names. Someone texted me. He's in a monogamous relationship. This is his girl. So there you go. I mean, I told you, like, I could hear it in your voice. The fact that someone doesn't have to abide by those rules. Someone could go and fuck a lot of bitches. That it's so foreign to a lot of people's ideas, because when you get brainwashed, when you get told that monogamy is the answer.
What the fuck are you even talking about? What does this have to do with anything? What does bringing up a picture of me and my girlfriend have anything to do with anything
Okay, so it's his girlfriend. Okay.
that has happened? And where is monogamy even coming from? You're fighting
So he's not monogamous. He has an open relationship.
an invisible enemy right now. You're fighting ghosts that aren't real. Like, none of this had anything to do with the video.
It does. Again, it comes back to my point of how you haven't experienced the life Fresh has. So who are you to say what's the truth and what's a lie?
Itself of me joking about a stupid fucking story.
You can say it's joking, but people took it differently. If we look at the comment section, we can look at the comment section right here. 5 months ago, does this guy post regularly? I think he does. But yeah, I think he gets a lot of views every single time. Jesus Christ, yeah, he's big as fuck. Good for him, man. You know, people succeeding, but I think that video was it's not a very good video. I love DJ Khaled, right? Fresh and Fit critical. Here. The most embarrassing alpha male, 3.1 million subscribers, views, 170k likes, and we got 11,000 comments. I have a bunch of that's weird saying adult, and in the same way douchey trying to impress his friends. So glad it's 7 clients. It's been way too long, right? Look at this shit. Look at this, right? It's look at this shit, man. What you basically did was attack his reputation, or their reputation, with 11 million subscribers, or 3 million views, or, yeah. And 11,000 of them were, you know, basically agreed with you. Maybe 10% said, no, Fresh is good. But I would say most of the comment section was on your side, right?
That this guy told. Like, it's so weird, and he's been mad ever since, as I understand it. I, of course, don't really watch him, but I keep getting updates on Sneako not being happy, wiggling his finger, saying, I don't really like this Charlie guy anymore for this. Now, like I said, because so many people keep bringing this up to me every day, I felt obligated to at least, you know, talk about this a little bit and engage with the drama, even though I don't really want to. What I do want to talk about, though, is the Black Friday moist...
Okay, nobody gives a fuck about that. Okay. I mean, maybe it looks good. I don't know.
Happy coat, which is kind of like a bathrobe. It's fantastic. And we also have some Yu-Gi-Oh! Sold out. They won't be restocked. So if you're at all interested, go to moistglobal.com. The link's in the description. I'm going to keep this on for the rest of the video. The only thing I'm missing now is a cigar, so really get into character here. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about this. I am pretty familiar with Sneako, probably more so than a lot of his more modern fan base is. I first became aware of his content when he got mad at me a couple years ago because I was criticizing a movie called Cuties. For those that don't know, Cuties was a movie that went to Netflix, and it was basically just softcore child porn. It was a movie that focused on twerking and a coming-of-age...
So basically what was happening is Sneako made this video defending Cuties. Now, it may sound bad if you only heard the information from Critical's mouth, but if you look at the other side of the story, I haven't watched Cuties, but all I'm getting is, you know, I remember when the drama came out about Cuties, right? I remember that, and you know, basically every commentator was saying it's basically softcore child porn, right? But Sneako gave a different perspective and said the reason why the show showed this kind of way of sexualizing children is because this is what the modern ideology is, and is disgusting, and you're supposed to be disgusted because this is how modern children are acting now because of the modern ideology. That's what I got from the director, and that's what I got from Sneako's side. You guys can watch the whole video on, you know, the director talking about this, and yeah, right. And I don't think Critical watched the movie. I haven't either, but it seems like what Sneako and the director was saying was, you know, seemed to make a lot more sense, because Netflix is not stupid. There's no way a stupid company. There's no such thing as a stupid big company. There's no such thing. I mean, maybe they can make a wrong decision, but there's no such thing as a stupid big company, because to maintain that company and to make it that big, you have to be extremely smart and logical. And there is no way that they would just put basically softcore child porn on Netflix for no fucking reason. You know, this has to get approved by a bunch of people in order to even put on there, and then they gotta buy the license, all of that shit. I don't think they would be stupid enough to just do it just cause, oh, I'm a pedophile. That doesn't make sense to me. So, you know, I think Sneako and the director has a point here. And yes, it is sexualizing children, but it's making a good point out of it, and it's showing us how disgusting it is. And you know what? I'll see the movie, I'll see what it's about, and I'll see what they think, right? But I think what Sneako said was correct. The intentionality is extremely important.
Film that used real children in real positions of like sexualization, where during like a twerking contest they'd have cameras that would go like right into their ass and zoom in. It was fucking disgusting stuff, and I made a whole video talking about how fucked up it is that not only does it exist, but Netflix has promoted it and it's on their service. Regardless of what the intention was or what the message aimed to deliver from the director, it completely missed the mark. By using real child actors and doing the things that they did in the film, it became a movie that was only enjoyed by legitimate, real, self-admitted pedophiles. And I made a video talking about how gross that whole situation was, and Sneako made a response to it saying that the outrage around this film is misplaced and it's actually a good movie.
Americans are like, this is deplorable. I saw this commentator, PenguinZ0, who I actually like. There's not a lot of good commentators, but he's like, this movie is deplorable. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing. And it's like he didn't even watch the movie. It's just like he only saw the clips that were gonna piss him off. Or he just got so triggered by the provocative imagery that he just, deplorable. Come on, man. Like, don't you see the reasons why she's doing what she's doing?
Sneako has said multiple times, even in his most recent rant, that he does like my content. Though I'm pretty sure he just says that to cushion the blow and like tiptoe around it, like before.
I don't know. Again, that's judgment about his character when you don't even know him. My guy. I don't know about that, man.
Or insulting me. Just in case there's anyone in his chat that likes my content, he wants to make sure to not make them upset. So he makes sure to preface it by saying, well, I actually do like him, but... and then goes on to get super personal about it. So. This was my first real exposure to Sneako, and it's also the reason I don't care what his opinion is of me, because it's coming from a man who likes cuties. So why the fuck would it matter if he thinks I'm a bitch or anything like that?
That doesn't make sense. Him having an opinion does not invalidate his entire argument. That doesn't make sense.
It legitimately couldn't mean less coming from a guy who openly defends a softcore child porn production.
Okay.
That's your view. And I think Sneako's view is a little bit different, and if you really want to, you know, answer all your questions about this drama, go talk to him. Go make Fresh and Fit. look like clowns, and go talk to Sneako, have a full-on debate with him, and maybe you'll learn something. I don't know.
If I ever wanted to get canceled, this is the video. I saw Cuties last night, and it was pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. I went in ready to hate like everybody else. I saw the cover, and I got clickbaited. So did you. You got clickbaited. The thing about Cuties is it's not an unrealistic film. Like, yes, it shows children in a sexual way, but this is not unusual now. And the people who are really mad about this aren't Gen Z.
Now, the reason I'm showing this isn't just to debate a multiple-year-old Sneako video that he completely ate shit on and had the worst possible take of with this whole cutie situation. The reason I'm showing this is because I haven't liked him since I saw this side of him. I was aware that he made other content, and apparently some of it was pretty good a couple years back, but once I saw this video, it just showed me a really weird guy.
So one opinion invalidated his entire character to you. Doesn't make sense. I think Sneako was genuinely coming from a good place in his heart to make that video, because he did that in a time where there was a lot of drama going into it. And I think he did that in order to show that, hey, before you make assumptions, look at the other side of the story, right? I've always said there's two sides to the story, and you should always look at the other side of the story. And now I know there's going to be some people, oh, what about slavery? What about the Holocaust? Okay. Before I make you look stupid and make you eat the smoke, all right? I'll tell you one thing. Here's one reason. And if you want me to go into 10 other reasons, I can, but I don't want to make this video too long, right? One reason is because exceptions do not break the rule. Sure, maybe 5 things has happened in the last 100 years that were absolutely deplorable, and there isn't two sides of the story. It's just bad. Sure. But that does not invalidate the other thousands of allegations that were judged on misinformation, and it happened because people did not listen to the other side of the story. So it's absolutely immature of you to use 5 bad examples of extreme examples to invalidate basically my entire argument, because sorry, it's completely ridiculous to me how this is a true story, by the way, that this happened, but you know, somebody said this to me, and you know, yeah, and it's completely ridiculous to invalidate, you know, my entire the truth. There's always two sides of the story. Now, exceptions do happen, but 90% of the time, 99% of the time, there's two sides of the story, and listen to both sides before you make a conclusion.
Who it seemed like really just wanted to be contrarian for the sake of it, and makes terrible points in defense of this film for some reason. Like, even in your own video, you openly admit right there that yes, it sexualizes children. Full stop, that's not okay. That's a problem.
Like, this girl, at one point, she takes a picture of her vagina and posts it on Instagram. Kids naturally just rebel. I like this movie because it's extremely provocative, but it's realistic. A major criticism of this film was that it's child porn, that they were just showing these kids and that it's gonna bring a bunch of pedophiles in. I don't think so. I don't think so. Not more than anything else that's on the internet now, or not more than beauty pageants in America, which still exist and are exactly what you see in the film.
Do you go to beauty pageants to watch the kids, Sneako? I certainly hope not. Just because the beauty pageants, which are fucked up, completely agree, just because those exist in the real world doesn't mean that that's justification for this movie.
I don't think that's what he said. I think what he was trying to say was, this is not going to bring any more pedophiles than the beauty pageants, right? Now, you know, I think the beauty pageant, right, their intentionality is actually to make these children look, Jesus Christ, like, you know, like fucking sluts. But with cuties, I'm guessing that what the intentionality behind it was, even the director has said this, right? It's a coming of age, right? It's trying to show the two sides of femininity of the modern world. One that is a very traditional one, and second, the very modern one. And I think that's very important to consider here.
I feel like that should be obvious. You can't use this whataboutism like, oh yeah, Cuties has a lot of sexualization of children, but what about, you know, child beauty pageants? I mean, those are out there in the real world, so what's wrong with Cuties being on Netflix? I won't show you any more from this video, it's dog shit all across the board, but there is one more thing I'd like to highlight. Even when Sneako started to rise to popularity, I didn't pay too much attention because, again, in my mind, he will always be that guy that for some reason fights for this film, which is just fucking weird. So he's always just been kind of a weird person to me that I don't pay too much attention to, but I couldn't help but take notice of one of his more recent viral clips where he openly defends getting cucked.
So I wanted to break this down, like, because this was, imagine seeing the girl you love, like,
Get fucked.
get fucked.
You love her?
Yeah, I do. I love it. Yeah, I love her. I was about to say I love this bitch. I'm like, nah, let me not say that. I love my
Queen.
wifey, my queen.
And
answer,
you
good answer.
allowed the love of your life to
queen
get
to get-
fucked by another man.
What happened to the other three?
Is there,
Why
wait, is there,
did that one last?
I'm crazy.
The first time, as soon as I saw it, like 3 pumps in, I just got up and walked out. I'm just like, I can't do that. Like, feeling traumatic thoughts, like seeing her with another person. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I think it's something everybody should do just to test. No! You know what?
It is a legitimately super sad thing to sit there and listen to because Sneako is very clearly bothered by that whole situation, but is trying to play it off like a deeper message, like, no, this was actually...
Yeah, because there was a deeper message, and I think that this was an experiment to Sneako's mental model, to his how he thinks about how female and male relationship dynamics should work. I think that was very important to him. And now I don't know if everybody should do it, but I think if you truly want to feel, you know, how it is to be quote unquote fair, then you can go ahead. But you know, I'm the person who believes I play a role and I play a different role, so different rules apply to me than if, you know, than my woman. It's a bit different.
a good thing, and in fact, I recommend every guy out there try letting their girl get fucked by another man. Then you'll know if it's real, if this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. It is fucking tragic to listen to. Now, I want to be clear, I have absolutely no problem with open relationships. I think everyone should be completely within the right to handle their relationships however they see fit and whatever makes them happiest. Contrary to what Sneako thinks about me, I have legitimately no issue with open relationships at all.
That's not what he's saying. You know, Sneako has never said you had issues with them. All he's been saying is you haven't experienced that life. So how can you speak about that life?
But what Sneako's talking about here isn't so much an open relationship, it's cuckoldry. You have watched your girl get fucked in front of you on at least 2 occasions that he talks about here. And you were right next to her, watching her get fucked, and one time you were so upset about it you had to leave the room after the 3rd pump, you said. You're clearly not really alright with this situation. You're for some reason forcing yourself to be okay with it. Like, I'm not trying to sit here and be an armchair psychologist like you try to do against me during your rants, but it really seems like you don't like it. And yet, for some reason, you're also trying to celebrate it and promote it like a good thing. It's just super sad.
Everyone should experiment with their mental model and how what they believe to be correct, and they should always have someone who contradicts them, because that's going to keep them in order. That's going to keep them from a echo chamber, which would allow extreme ideas to happen because it's an echo chamber.
Like, if you're fucking other girls and she's fucking other guys, that's one thing, but you being in the same bed that she is fucking another man in and watching her, and then even talking about how, like, upset you were about how much she was moaning and the deep eye contact she was making with the man she was fucking in front of you, like, you're not really okay with it, it sounds like. So stop trying to pretend to be, and stop trying to make it seem like this is a good, healthy thing for everyone that everyone needs to try. It's just pretty sad. So this is always in the back of my mind when he starts critiquing my relationship, or really any relationship for that matter.
But you know also what? He has a lot more experience because of that. He understands more about how female and male dynamics work, and about how there are certain patterns. That's it.
Like, what really gives you the right, especially when you're clearly in a very complicated situation in your own mind with your relationship?
And what gives you the right to be the moral, or no, to be the person who says something, whether it's a truth or a lie, when you haven't experienced it?
So, like I said, I didn't really want to talk about this, but he apparently keeps shitting.
He's probably not going to give any more good points in 12 seconds, so I'm just gonna move on. But yeah, let's move on to what Sneako is gonna say to Moist Critical, his response. I watched it all, but yeah.
So right here we have
Here.
the list of YouTubers, the people who will never be canceled no matter how much they advocate for bombing the Vatican City, like Ethan Decline or Lasanabi saying America deserved 9/11, the guy in the top right saying YouTube should ban Sneako, the rest of them making hit piece videos about me. They have all said pretty much the same thing in different documentaries, different videos, different live streams. They've all said the same things about me. And the one in the middle, Moist Critical, he made a video calling me a pedophile and a cuck in response to me, and he's not going to react to this because it's very smart. When you're on YouTube and you have a platform like that, and they put it on trending, they put #2 trending, they put a video of me, someone calling me a pedophile and a cuck. But it's okay, because genuinely, nobody actually in real life thinks that I'm either of those things. That's something that they say on the internet because cancel culture is so strong, and that the army of gamer nerds who follow these people are they, thems, or just the weak people on YouTube that just blindly get entertained by, well, you're a pedo. These people, they don't care about seeking the truth. They don't. They're all commentary channels, every single one of them here, and they will just say what they're supposed to say. And there's a reason, and the funny thing is, even though they're commentary channels and they're supposed to be seeking the truth, none of them are going to address this picture right here. I love this picture because it proves exactly what I'm talking about when I say bots, when I say soy boy. They all look exactly the same, and they've all said the exact same things about me. And so the one in the middle, Moist Critical, just made a video about me, calling me a pedophile and a cuck. And to anybody in real life, it's like, whatever, bro, no one thinks either of that. And also the people who watch my streams have seen the same exact hippies video on me made so many times, just like, okay, here again. They see the podcast clip of me out with the fucking purple jacket and the bare feet. Again, they're using this clip.
I don't know, it's kind of weird looking at the chat because all they're saying is moist bitch, L Moist Critical, L F word, can't say that on YouTube. Moist Critical fans who live on Twitter. Moist is literally a gamer nerd. What the fuck? He shouldn't have opinions outside of that. Facts. L303. Facts. Now some of them, may be correct, but I don't know. It's again, I wouldn't be disrespectful no matter what. That's just kind of weird.
So there's a couple of things I want to address with that. He called me a pedophile because I defended the movie Cuties. And that's one thing I want to discuss is intentionality. So this is the director of Cuties, Maimouna Doucouré. Look at her. See, you can very easily get clickbaited nowadays. And if you don't know, Cuties was a movie, and this is 2 years old, so a lot of you don't know. Thank you for the 10 I've cast. Much love, Sneako. Crazy Girl seeing us only up from here in Free A. You could see her talking about the movie. I'll play a little bit of it, so if you didn't know. It's a movie about West African immigrants in France, and the young girl gets brainwashed by Western culture, and she starts getting really involved into TikTok and social media, and then she starts committing a haram. She starts doing sinful behavior for a young girl, and it's disgusting, and it's supposed to be disgusting. But people didn't like the movie because it shows the girls dancing. The problem is they are not promoting it. So one important thing to think about is intentionality. Let me play a little bit of it.
My name is Maimouna
And let me know
Doucouré, and
if you think that she is a pedophile.
I'm the director of Cuties. Cuties is the story of an 11-year-old little girl who is trying to find herself. She's navigating between two models of femininity. One represents her mother's traditional origins, and the other one is a group of young girls.
Right, it's the back and forth between coming from a traditional family and then interacting with the Western world, which is overly sexualizing young girls. It's disgusting. It's the problem with everything in this world. And so when the trailer for this movie came out, everyone's like, whoa, oh! And all these YouTubers made videos about it and didn't watch the film. The film is not in support of pedophilia. In fact, it's completely against it. And some of the scenes, I will admit, probably too revealing. But the problem is, is that people like this will overly be like, this is terrible, this is terrible. Because let's be honest, who looks more like a pedophile? Me or any of these guys right here? Who would you be more scared leaving around your children? Me or these bagels? The point is, they feel the need to be overly defensive about, because in the gaming, chronically online world, where people have like cat ears and they're just blah, and they're on like 4chan and they're just doing a bunch of weird internet shit, they end up stumbling into those types of worlds. And so they feel the need to overly be like, to show everybody, I'm not a pedophile, I'm not a pedophile. See, I feel very comfortable talking about this movie because nobody thinks I'm a pedophile. I know I'm not. And I know that this director isn't either. So after I made that video 2 years ago, the director, Maimouna Dukure, she sent me a message and she thanked me because everybody misunderstood the intentions of the movie. So yes, some of the scenes may have been too revealing. But what's really important nowadays, which we overlook, is the intention behind something. This movie was meant to show the problems that a girl coming from a traditional African household with religion, coming into the West, getting indoctrinated by all this TikTok with all this social media, trying to show this modern day problem. The thing is, none of these people notice that. Because they don't relate to that. They're chronically online. They spend 10 hours a day gaming. And so they'll be like, and now they won't have a debate. They won't discuss it with me. Moist Critical, this dude in the middle, the one there. He won't have a discussion about it because it's better to just call me a pedophile or call me a cuck. That's better for his audience. The other instance, the cuck thing, nobody thinks that I'm a cuck. Nobody in real life thinks that. But it's just, I see what they both say in all these hit pieces, what they all say, is they take the 2 instances because they have nothing to cancel me for. I'm a good person. The 2 clips that they have are that and the swinger party clip. So I've talked about this extensively so many times, but now millions of people have seen a clip out of context and now they're like, I took one of my girlfriends a year ago to a swinger party because I wanted to have sex with other women, and I thought it would be fair if we swapped with a couple. Tried it, hated it, was not for me, realized, you know what? I'm not a cuck. I hate this. And I talked about it on a podcast. This shit traumatized me. I'm like, whoa, fuck that. And everything was fine. And then we moved on. It didn't mean anything. It was something entertaining to talk about on a podcast. But since I did that, every single one of these dudes here has repeatedly talked about it on documentaries, on hit piece videos. The thing is though, people who get bitches, people who like they understand why I did that. They get it because the guilt, not wanting to be fair, they understand like why you can end up at a swinger party doing a couple swap. I realize it's not for me. So they don't bring that up. They don't talk about it. They don't call me a cuck. It's these guys. And so the problem with Moist Critical, and he's not gonna respond to this. It's better for him to find more.
Okay. I watched half of this video, and basically Sneako is confirming my thoughts. And I think Sneako is actually completely in the right here. I think, Moist Critical is completely in the wrong here for making a video, basically, damaging Fresh's reputation and saying it's a joke. Yeah, sure, it could have been a joke, and your intentions behind it was a joke, but the consequences of it was you made 3 million people biased towards this person who could have been telling the truth, right? And for me, that's just not it. And yeah, I've watched this full video already. If you guys haven't watched this full video, I'll link all the videos in the description. But yeah, I think he basically just repeats everything.
Discussion. I would like to have a debate with this guy. I would like to
like having debates. Yeah, Sneako shit, right? And I'm gonna defend Sneako on this one because Sneako is completely right on this one, and people calling him insecure are just people who do not understand that this is him for entertainment. They're immature. They're not mature enough to understand that, hey, this is him just joking around, having fun, and creating entertainment. This is not his professional self. Right now, I am being my professional self because this is a debate, and this is not a debate. This is drama, and with drama, it's extremely important for me to stay professional all the way through. I can't be an entertainer in this video because it doesn't make sense, right? Why am I entertaining drama? Drama is shit. And right now I'm looking through the drama and giving my opinions on it because, well, I think, I mean, maybe not many people care about my point of view, but I think this is a different point of view that people can look at. And I mean, my point of view is pretty related to Sneako's, but yeah. Well, that's the video. I think this video has hit the hour-long mark, and yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Do all that crap, and see you guys.